Greetings, Internet. I am pAxRoC. Welcome to my scoring trials of Koronis Rift on the Commodore 64. I'm chasing after my personal best of 149,100 points that I documented in December 1989. Now, this was before the World Wide Web, years before YouTube. It's just something I documented in my journal, so I don't expect anyone to believe me. So I'm making these videos so I can try and chase that dragon and perhaps show other people how to get their own personal best in this game if they want. I will offer some commentary, but I won't be explaining much of the game mechanics nor rationalization or optimizations of my path. I'm going to go ahead and post a link in the video now. We can go see a guided playthrough of the game where I share some of the logic I apply to playing the game. That said, let's jump right into it. Now we are skipping Rift number 1. It's essentially full of garbage. And one of the things in this game that will always catch up to you is the power scaling of the enemy saucers. The power scaling is based on the rift number that you're on, as well as how many rifts you've gone through and how many enemy saucer encounters you have triggered. So playing stealth will certainly help you get a high score, because at some point the saucers will scale beyond your ability to defeat them. So a lot of my strategy is based on looting the first Hulk on certain rifts, either for points or for a module that will be effective, to our goals. That said, that was the detonator that we're going to use to destroy the Guardian base at the end of the game. That's the only thing we wanted from Rift number 2. We loot it on Rift 2 because the detonator does not improve in the late game stages. So the detonator you get in the beginning is the same detonator that you get at the very end. So other detonators that we'll be picking up, I'll just be salvaging for points. But for now, we're going to keep that one on the mothership as our little ace in the hole for the end-game Guardian base. Another thing I'll be doing differently in this video is it was suggested to me to edit out the dead blank space during the upload and download from the mothership. It's about 10 seconds of dead air, which I usually fill with commentary. But because in this video we're going to be going up and down from the mothership quite often, it could add up to a couple of minutes of overall video time. So I will be editing that time out just to reduce the length of the overall video. If you'd like to see the unedited cut, let me know. I wanted to upload the videos with in full authenticity, but I also understand that who wants to stare at dead space on a screen. So that said, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see the uncut version with the dead space, all authentic nature, and I'll gladly upload it. And as I mentioned, this playthrough will be no cheats, no trainers. I'll be playing the game as the developers of the game intended. So it doesn't matter, if you have the ROM, you can follow the instructions and just play through as if it was your own. Plus, I'm not really a fan of cheats and trainers. I mean, hey, if you use them, by all means, I'm not judging. But I never really saw the purpose of shortcutting through a game. I mean, you're playing the game to have fun, right? Why reduce the fun that you're having? I don't know. If you get stuck on something, like if you're playing Dark Souls and you can't beat Dark Souls, then maybe Dark Souls is not the game for you. That's just my logic. Me personally, I've always enjoyed a good challenging game. It kind of makes you do better, and it improves your skill overall. Shortcutting to the end, yeah, okay, yeah, you can, jump up and down, beat your chest, say, hey, I beat so and so, but you know what? I don't know. You don't get as much satisfaction when you do it through skill. So, again, if you use trainers or cheats, I'm not judging. Everyone's entitled to play their own way, but this is just my own personal preference. Another point of note you may have noticed, I wasn't shooting the saucers earlier. That's only because, as I mentioned, we want to reduce the amount of saucer encounters. The more saucer encounters you have, the more they power scale. So if you shoot enemies without being at a Hulk that you're ready to loot, chances are you're going to have another saucer encounter before you get to the Hulk. So, especially when you're chasing a high score, every single saucer encounter will count because you want to maximize the time you have on the rifts to get points, and the more enemy saucer encounters you have, the less time you're going to have looting hulks in the later stages. So, but for now, we are going to spend a significant amount of time on rift number 3, upgrading all of our core modules, the generator, the power reserve, the 2 that we have now, as well as a new shield, a new laser, as well as ECM and mapper, which if you watch my guided playthrough, you'll understand their purpose. I'll just be salvaging them for points in this run. Okay, this one should give us an improved shield. Once I destroy the saucer. Because as you see, if you're engaged in combat, you're not able to loot any hulks. Now I will be overwriting the default shield and default laser, only because if you salvage them, you don't get any points anyway. If you do this in your playthrough, make sure that you turn the module on right away. When you install the module, it does come in the off status. So if you're overwriting your shield, make sure you turn that shield on immediately, because one shot will kill you if you don't have any shields enabled at all. So word to the wise. Otherwise, if you're chasing that high score, certainly do not overwrite any other modules that are not the default shield or default laser, because that's just points you're tossing in the bin. Managed to chase off that one encounter, which I don't think prevents the power scaling. I do believe you still get the power scaling up a tick, even if you manage to avoid the combat. So as I mentioned earlier, my personal best that I documented is a little over 149K. I always, as a memory, I always remember trying to beat 150,000. I don't think I was ever able to do it when I was younger, or I certainly would have put it in my journal. So in this series, perhaps I will be able to beat 150K, which would be nice. Okay, so we have one more module that we're going to get on this rift, which is the mapper. Let's put the ECM. Maybe I can dodge the encounter. So we won't be using the mapper, but I'm just picking it up for points, since it's the next Hulk in proximity. It's free points, basically. And we did manage to evade that one encounter, which is nice. Okay, we're going to get right to dismantling. Points go up, as they say. Mapper's a nice chunk of points. All right, now we're going to go to rift number 4. So again, the only thing that we're going to loot on this rift will be the first Hulk, which will give us another detonator. As you see, the Hulk is right there. A little too far, I think, to loot. So we're going to drive a little bit closer. I think the looting range is about 3/4 of your view distance, I think. I never actually figured it out, but I think it's around 3/4 of your view distance. That's it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dismantle this. Just to show you guys what I was talking about earlier, if we do an analysis on this module, see 2020 410, and if we pull up the module that we got from the second Rift, it's going to be the same stats. 2020 410. So well, you only need one to beat the game. So we're going to go to next Rift. Now, if you watch my guided playthrough, this is the Rift where you get the Galaxian equipment. We won't be getting it for this run, though, much to my dismay. Okay, we are going to skip one and go to Rift number 7. So if you've seen my guided playthrough, you know the significance of the Galaxian civilization. I won't go into too much detail in this video, but let's just say they're my personal favorite civilization in this game, for multiple reasons. Now on this Rift, we're going to be looting only the first Hulk, which is the stereo. The stereo being a cosmetic device which merely adds an audio track to the game, but it is worth a significant amount of points. So we're going to stop here for the scoring. Green laser should be one-shotting the saucers when you see them. There you are. We're still at the power scaling range where we're only getting one saucer per encounter. I suspect next encounter or two, that's going to be going up to 2 saucers per encounter. Okay, we're going to dismantle the stereo. You're going to see the incredible amount of points we get. It's 2,000 points for that device. Definitely worth the trip. All right, we're going to go to Rift number 8. Now on this Rift, we're only going to be salvaging the first Hulk, which will give us the drive module. Completely optional. I like to use it because it does increase your top speed. It also helps you evade saucers a little bit, but the speed increase certainly helps the gameplay. We'll also reduce the time of this video significantly as well. This is the first speed module that I loot because it has a very good efficiency to power ratio. We're going to just get rid of you because Hulk is right here. Now the next best drive module, I believe, is on Rift 18 or 19, which we'll probably be using. All right, and we're out of here. All right, we're going to go Rift number 9. Now Rift 8 does have 2 more Hulks, which are worth looting for points, 2 freezer units. So that might be something worth doing if you're trying to, max out your points. I won't be doing it for this playthrough. Too risky. And we're up to 2 saucers now, as I anticipated. And looks like we're not one-shotting anymore either. Now, even though I have no more available slots to install a new module, the RepoTech robot does hold on to one module if you don't unload it. And this is what I mean by the constant uploading and downloading from the mothership, because now for the rest of the playthrough, I'm only going to have one spot available. Okay, auto aims are worth quite a few points. So we're going to go ahead and collect many of them and dismantle all. Okay, dismantle the ECM. And one more left on Rift 9. Okay, there's one generator that I want. I believe it's not the closest Hulk proximity. So we're just going to drive straight south here. Oh, I saw the proximity radar just flipped, so I think now it's locked onto the generator. Yeah, this might be the generator. Which is good, because I did not intend to go for the ECM. That was my mistake. But, oh, who knows? The extra points will certainly facilitate my quest for a high score. But hopefully that extra encounter isn't going to be my downfall in the end game. Good, I managed to get that. I can just feel the next encounter coming. Alright. Oh, that was the laser. Okay, there is the generator still. The generator will be the next Hulk. Although that laser is worth a lot of points. I just forgot about it. I should probably write a script for these videos. But, I don't know. I like to do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live, right? As the meme goes. I gotta find that meme.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Put it in this video.
Do it live!
Alright. That's the generator Hulk. Perfect. I'm gonna hang out right here. Turn to the valley so I can get the saucers in my view. There you are. Oh, you're gonna dance around, aren't you? Dancer. Ah. Only one. Good. Yeah, the power requirement, that's pretty high. This purple laser, normally I would hold on to it, but since we're going for points, I'll be getting more lasers later. We're just going to dismantle and then drop down and get the generator. There we go. Okay, we're going to dismantle this. Now on Rift 10, we're going to be getting the first Hulk, which will give us a new shield. going to go ahead and move that one to the side. Now the position of the modules makes no difference. I just have OCD, and I just like to have my modules in a certain space. Let's see if we can get to this Hulk before saucer encounter. Nice. So I move the module so I can put the new shield where I like to have the shield. Again, completely cosmetic. Okay, we're going to dismantle the blue. And on to rift number 11. Right, so we're going to spend a little bit of time on this rift, because the third module that we're going to get is the auto aim, which is worth quite a bit of points. In addition to the first Hulk giving us the stereo, also worth a good amount of points. So this is definitely a high point value rift. One down. Where's your buddy? Come out, wherever you are. Tagging me with those brown shots. There you are. This one likes to play hide and seek. Okay. Certainly taking longer than I would like. Ah, ouch. Come on. God. That was a pain. Alright, we're going to next Hulk. Shook those two buggers off. Don't think we're going to make it to the next Hulk before an encounter. No. shooting poorly today. This one should give us a detonator. We're going to head up to the ship first and unload the stereo. Nice little point infusion there. Okay, dismantle that. And back for one more Hulk. Now the proximity radar will point us to a radar module, which radars are useful in this game if you're looking for a particular type of module, but they are very low in scoring, so I'm not even going to bother going for it. Instead, follow this mountain range here. There we go, the proximity radar just snapped to the next Hulk, which will be our auto aim module. Yeah, the next rift will give us a new generator and new power reserve, which will certainly help with getting a few more shots off. Okay, there we go. Okay, auto aim out of here. All right, rift number 12. Okay, on this rift we're going to get upgraded generator and power module, power reserve, should I say. Hulk. Okay, where are the Guardians? You got 3 hits, huh? Okay. Well, this improved generator will certainly help with my offensive capabilities. I'm going to install it over here on the right and turn it on right away. You'll be fortunate enough to shake off these saucers. at that. Nice long straightaway to let us hit top speed. Certainly helps. All right, we're going to go up to the ship. Okay. Dismantle this generator. Now the generators and power reserves are worth a good amount of points in the game. I'm going to dismantle the power reserve as well because the Hulk that we just looted has a power reserve. I'm going to move over the generator. Again, the placement of the modules purely cosmetic. They all operate the same. This is just something I've done. Okay, we are going to go to Rift 14. Now the proximity radar pointing to the first Hulk gives you an asparagus shield, which is a pretty good shield. I'm going to be avoiding it because I'm going to be picking up a new shield on my next Rift, which will be 16. So we are here to go for the auto aim module because it's a good chunk of points. I think we're not in risk of getting killed yet due to our shield strength. Purple and blue frequencies are a little on the low side, but as long as we survive one more encounter, I think we'll be okay. I missed the entrance. Feel like I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, this is not the auto aim module. It's not getting good RNG on these saucers. Come on. Oh, gosh. All of that wasted time for a Hulk I really didn't want to lose in the first place. But I believe this is the Ox civilization. Remember, this should be a laser. Yeah. You know what? We're going to use this one. I'm tired of wasting too many shots. Alright, we have to go back the way we came, because the auto aim is on the other side of this mountain ridge. Yeah, the proximity radar is probably pointing to the auto aim. We got to go the long way around here. Somehow I missed the entrance. No, that is not the entrance. We're on the right path now. Good, and we shook off the saucers. Although I don't think we're going to make it to the next Hulk in time. Oh wait, there it is. Maybe. Ah, we did not. Now the different saucers do have different flight patterns. You know, in time, you can learn and adapt. Oh, come on. At least now we're one-shotting. Where's your... Okay. Up to the ship. Right, we're going to dismantle the green laser. We're done with this one. Not too many points for it, but we got that back on rift number 3. Now we're going to move the ox laser to the primary slot. Again, purely cosmetic. Okay, dismantle the auto aim. And we're going to skip 1 and go to rift 16. First Hulk will give us first of the many endgame shields that we'll be rotating through. Let's see if we can get to it before an encounter. give us shield. Use right away. Oh, I think this is the range we want to go in. Should be an entrance to that valley if we just pass it. Yes, we did. Oh wait, maybe not. Go back this way. One down, one to go. Brown shield can be dismantled. Move the green one into place. Now, I think the module we just looted was a power reserve, which means I'm off course. Yep. I'm going to store the power reserve here for now. I don't want to use it until we get the new generator, because power reserves actually have a power consumption as well. So we need to go back the way we came. Okay, I just saw the proximity radar snap to a new Hulk. That is the way we want to go. To this mountain range on the left. Trying to enter this valley. There's 2 Hulks in there I want. I think I managed to drive around the entire valley. I think now we entered it. Okay, good. Good, good. This one will be the generator that we want. No, I think I want to loot the other Hulk first. Let's do the other Hulk first. I'm going to drive past this one. To shake off that saucer. Okay, this one's going to give us an auto aim. Doing this one first because we can store the auto aim installed, and then I can keep the generator module in the RepoTech robot. So when I go up to the mothership, I can dismantle both generator power reserve, come down with the new power reserve, and then just unload the generator from the RepoTech robot. Saves us a trip to the mothership. There's the generator. Good. All right, this. And we're going to head up to the ship. Okay, so we're going to dismantle the auto aim as well as the generator and power reserve modules. Because the RepoTech has a new generator in its possession. And we have a new power reserve in the mothership storage, which we are going to take right now. All right, we're going to stay here a little longer. There's a few more hulks I want to loot for points. Now we're heading into the end game rifts, Rift 19 being the last rift we can effectively loot. Trigger Happy Saucer. This one's going to give us a laser for points. And up we go. This freezer we will dismantle. And down for the laser. Let's see, maybe I should equip this. You know, it matches our shield. Why not? So the shield and laser modules matching from the same civilization, I don't think you get any sort of synergy bonus for that, but in my head canon, I do, so why not? All right, so we are going to exit ship and go to rift number 17. Okay, we are in the endgame rifts now, so we're going to be looting all of the hulks for modules and points. Guardian saucers will start to get quite aggressive. I will need to be mindful of my shots because I'm getting maybe one shot on my power reserve now. So reckless firing is greatly discouraged at this point. This next hulk will give us yet another generator, which we will be replacing the generator we have with. Is Alright, we're going to do a little module switcheroo. Okay, the detonator we will dismantle, as well as this generator. And back. Now the next Hulk will give us a shield from the Galaxian civilization, which if you recall back on Rift number 5, I mentioned that it is my favorite civilization in the game for multiple reasons. I'll post again a link to my guided playthrough. You can hear my explanation there. But the shield, although it is technically better than the shield that we have now, and Galaxian being my personal favorite civilization in the game, my own headcanon says I should keep the same laser and shield from the same civilization. Again, no proven synergy. This is back in the 80s. Um, there's no reason to do it. If you find yourself struggling with the saucers, do not hesitate. Always equip the strongest modules you have available. I'm just role playing the game, and I just like the aesthetic look of having multiple modules from the same civilization. But I'll go ahead and put it on. You'll see the green and purple color schemes are a little weaker, and everything else is a little stronger. So technically, it is a better shield, and being my preferred civilization, I should use it, but alas, I want to role play the game, and I think I will just keep it with the green and blues that we have now. Right, this mountain range here splits the map in two. There's one way to get through it. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. There should be a break in the mountain range, I think, right here. Yes. Okay, we are going to swing around. Perfect. Now, this Hulk will give us an upgraded power reserve, which is certainly welcome at this point where the laser I have is consuming almost the entire battery that we have available. Ah, bad shot. Oh good, only one. Let's hope. Breaks my heart, but we will be dismantling the Galaxian. Now I do believe there is a Galaxian yellow laser on the next Rift or two, but we're not going to bother. Just going to get rid of it. This one should give us a mapper. Good for some points. Now we're going to head to the far side of the map for a freezer and drive module. This saucer is frisky. Now this one will give us a drive module, but it's not as good as the one that we have, so we will not be equipping it. Okay, mapper, give us those points. Okay, dismantle this drive. And back down for one more module. If you notice, the damage being done by each of these shots is taking a significant part of the shield bar off now. We're going to have to start being a little more careful with the saucers because they are definitely getting pretty strong at this point. Which I think why now we're only getting one saucer encounter, because the damage dealt by the saucers was such a significant spike that the game is compensating by reducing the number. But we're going to get two soon enough. Or should I say the saucer encounters will raise back up to two soon enough. All right, that's it for Rift 17. We are now going to go to 18. Let's see if we can get to the first Hulk without an encounter. Give us a 50-50. Nice. Right, so this will be a power reserve. Again, I will not be equipping it until we get a new generator, because the power demands of the power reserves are going up where it's noticeable. Oof, they're shooting reds, and my red shield is not as strong as the other colors. Not good. I'm going to go park it by the mountain here to avoid some of the shots. Oof. I'm losing a lot of shield. We're going to turn off the drive. So this one will give us a drive module that we will be keeping. go up to the ship, do some switcheroos. All right, we're going to keep this reserve because the next Hulk will be an improved generator. And we will dismantle this drive and use the new one. Now this will be the drive module we use for the remainder of the game. There are stronger drive modules, but they also consume significantly more power. So I'd rather keep the energy to keep our shields up, especially the saucers being as aggressive as they are now. Next Hulk should be right around this mountain range. Turn off the drive. The Hulk. Wow, it's going to take 2 shots from these guys now. Great. Alright, this will give us the generator that we want. Okay, now we've dismantled that. We're going to take the power reserve that we had earlier on the Rift. I'm going to install that one in place. And let's move the generator over. Okay, back to 18. Now you'll see the power reserve we have now. It's at full 100% battery capacity, which is nice. Oh, I think I went down the wrong side of the mountain range. Oh, no, maybe not. No, I think I'm going. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way now. Turn around. Turn off the drive, save a little power. Oh, this guy's fast. Take 2 shots. He is really hitting my shield. Okay. To the next. see the aggression level is certainly at the peak. At this point is where I start getting concerned about losing the game, because you saw that one red shot from that saucer took out almost my entire brown shield. Now the next rift will give us the 2 best shields in the game, so hopefully I can survive this rift. Get to those shields. Okay. Yep, and there's the next Hulk right there. Perfect timing. Okay, auto aim, dismantle. Now here's the Galaxian, yellow Galaxian laser, which would have been a nice aesthetic pair for the shield we had on the previous rift. Got 3 more Hulks on this rift. Gonna have to get creative and be very, very clever, because these saucers are getting very strong. Yeah, direct hit with the green fireball is now taking half of my shield bar. Not good. Alright, there's the next Hulk. Just so here. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. So just to show you guys what I'm talking about here, this particular drive module, it has 50 power, 50 efficiency, but the one that we have takes much, much less power. 50 efficiency with 22 power. So these are some things you need to consider when you're playing and you're trying to find the best route for yourself. Power consumption will draw from the generator, power that would normally go to your shields and weapons. So in my personal experience, I've always found that devices with a high efficiency to power ratio are usually best. We have one more module on this Rift. He's shooting reds. Turn off the drive. Because those reds are dangerous. Nice. Let me make it to the next Hulk before it's right there. Nice. Okay, that's it for 18. Okay, we're going to dismantle this power reserve. And on to 19. We are going to need to start being very careful with the saucers. Because they are pretty much at the point now where if I get careless, I can get destroyed. That's going to be one of our two best endgame shields. I can go up against a mountain. Good. Okay, let's get the shield. Okay, we got a little bump on the red, but the primary difference between these two endgame shields is that this particular shield, the strength is bunched up in the middle spectrum, the blue, green, and yellow. Whereas the other shield we're going to pick up, the strength is concentrated on the bookends, the purple, blue, red, and brown, which in my opinion is the better of the two. I don't know if it's coincidence or what, but many of the playthroughs where I got killed, it was because of the lower spectrum colors, the reds and oranges. So in my opinion, this next shield we're going to get is the best one. But if you're fighting saucers that are in the blue, green, yellow range, the shield that we currently have equipped would be ideal. Okay, we're going to hold on to this shield just in case. And this one we're going to dismantle. I'm taking a bit of a risk here. We're starting the Rift with no shield. But hopefully we'll have a few moments for that to charge up. There we go, full shield strength. Nice long bars for red and orange, which makes me feel happy. Now these saucers are shooting greens. Technically, the other shield would be ideal, but I suspect they're going to switch to lower spectrums shortly. Okay, good. Now this one will give us a green laser from the Bear civilization, which I'm going to use to swap out the laser we have now, just to save a trip back to the mothership. Okay, ECM. We're going to dismantle, as well as this laser. Dismantle. Reckless shooting, not good. Especially when I need the shields to get as much juice as possible. This will give us a drive module, which we're not going to use. We will be looting it. And then we have one more module for the stage. And then on to Rift 20 and endgame. And if we survive, we should have a pretty decent score. There it is, they're shooting reds. I knew it. I knew those reds were coming. This this is the best generator. Actually, no, no, we're using the best generator in the game. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do analysis on both. I think we're using the best generator. Nice. That's all of the looting. Okay, we're going to dismantle this drive and bounce down and back up. Yes, I'm not going to do analysis. I already know that civilization has inferior generators to this one, so we're just going to go right to dismantling. And that's it. All right, on to Rift 20, endgame. So generally, I just follow the proximity radar, and I just destroy every Hulk that I come across until I get to the saucer headquarters, because they're all saucer bases. You can't loot any of these. Some are stronger than others. This one is incredibly strong. Wow, a lot of shots. Holy cow. That was a lot of damage that saucer base was absorbing. Alright, so they're hurling green fireballs. I might go and switch the shield to the other one. Let's see how well I do. Oh, see, we definitely do not want to be dealing with those white fireballs. White fireballs, they deal a little bit of damage to all of your shield spectrum, but I also suspect that they act as some sort of damage amplifier for the saucers as well, because I have died in this game with shield strength, getting hit with those white fireballs. I don't know if it's a glitch, a bug, but I don't trust it. He's swinging. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it. Not even going to try. Now you can cheese them a little bit because you can hit them while you are out of range of their fireballs. White fireballs, man, they are just relentless. Now another tactic is destroying the saucers themselves, because if there's no saucers in range, like right now I've managed to ditch that one, the Guardian Hulks will not attack you. So right now we can sit here and we will not get attacked, but the second the saucer comes, like right now, yep, I'm not feeling that right now. Alright, in fact, I'm going to turn off the drive because I don't like how many times I've been getting hit. going to continue with the drive module off, so that way I can creep up a little slower on some of these Guardian bases. Alright, that is the Guardian headquarters right there. Okay. So now all I need to do is destroy the saucers. And we are in business. One more saucer. That's the headquarters right there. That's it. Alright. Let's just get a little closer to the base. Alright, we are pretty much about to finish the game. So we are going to equip the detonator. Another little trick I like to do is salvage all of the modules that we have currently equipped, including the modules in the rover. So we are literally going to go back down to the Rift with nothing. So it is a little bit of a risk, because if a saucer comes up to us before we have a chance to destroy the base, we're dead. But if you're trying to maximize your score, we don't want to leave anything on the table, so to speak. Right, dismantle this shield as well. That is the detonator that we are going to use. Checking out, no more modules in storage. Same lift. Alright, let's destroy this thing before we get to a saucer encounter. There we go. We have beaten the game. What was the last Hulk last module? 45,000 points. So we're going to finish the game with about 145,000 points, which is pretty close. My personal best was 149,100 that I recorded back in December of '89. Again, this was before YouTube, before World Wide Web. I don't have video of it, so I don't expect anybody to believe me, which is why I'm doing these videos in the first place, so that way you can see exactly how to get the score that I claim to get. And this is endgame. The end scroll. So date 30 for Brius 2249. Message to the New Federation Claims Office, located in Star System 583. Security ID Charlie India Romeo Alpha 944 Hotel Alpha 0 November 37 November 0 Romeo. Koronis Rift discovered. Guardian base destroyed. Request title to Planet Koronis. Ancient technology secured. End of transmission, XP 38. And now we should see our end score. And there it is, folks, 146,660 points. So it's still a few grand under my personal best, but again, that's something that has to be taken on faith. What I can prove to you is I got 146,660 points. So I am pAxRoC. Thank you for watching this video. Time is precious, so always remember, be true, stay strong, and rock on. Goodbye.